Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm back with another release here, guys. I know, haven't uploaded in what, 9 months, but you know me. I like to take breaks, very long breaks between uploads. But since I've got nothing better to do, my school year is over, I thought I'd just make a few to show off what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks or so. I haven't been playing factions too much. I don't like factions. I like just building the cannons. And since the server I was playing just banned this, I thought I would release it. It's not the best version, but I threw it together 2 weeks ago. And it took me like an hour and a half to put it together. I just used 2 sand comps because I hate making sand comps off of other cannons that I've used. Like this was off the 0.5 and this one's off the 1.1. This doesn't have to be this high. It can be down here. Although my sand renders before the power. I'll explain how all this works. But this is the unpatchable one stacker. It's patchable, but that's what people are calling it, or like the worm or whatever. I'm just gonna call it a horizontal tunnel stacker because I like to call the cannons by what they do. And this stacks and tunnels horizontally, so genius name right there. It's an adjustable one. With this much power, it adjusts 40 chunks. So yeah, a bit overkill. Again, this is it's not the best version. I was gonna make a better one, but I just didn't really feel like it. And I thought I might as well release this just so y'all can figure out how it works and make one if you want to. Because no one else has released one. I know like Pint and Penguin made a video on theirs. I'll link them in the description because why not? I'll try to explain a little better and more in-depth than what they did. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and fire. I'm talking way too much. Oh, where's my ult? I'm gonna make sure my ult's on. 1 second. Okay, we're good. It's okay, I'll turn that off real quick. Basically what it's doing is it's stacking a row of sand the first shot, then in the second shot it tunnels it and then immediately stacks it back. So when it tunnels it, it'll destroy that wall and then it'll stack that sand back. That's pretty much what it's doing. Ignore the sponges in the missing bedrock. That's just because we're shooting up really close. You're supposed to put the cannon back like 40 chunks. So as you see, it just plows through those walls. So this is 1.1. I have most of the power disabled and some of the sand just because the TPS really likes to drop really quickly on here. So. I might need more power. Yeah, so just give it a second. You need a lot of power because the sand's sliding against the ground, so it has to reach the base in a game tick. So I mean 1000 power will shoot at what, 60 chunks? 60, 40 chunks depending on how much exposure you have. Yeah, and I don't have the best Z exposure because I am adjusting X. But as you can see, it just plows through the walls. And if you want to patch against this, you can go ahead and... Okay, it ran out of sand. right as I'm about to show that. So this thing just eats up sand. So if you got slow alts or sandbots or whatever your server uses, probably not the best thing to use this, although it is banned on like half the servers out there. So. Okay, so to patch, just break every other block. Go in with an efficiency 5 shovel, do this. That's why I hate the name unpatchable. It's patchable. One thing you do have to be aware of is if it is adjustable, you can't just do this and break every other, because all they have to do is adjust one over. Let's see if we can catch it there, and then it just deleted all your patches. So pretty much you're gonna have to, I would just mine one every other, and if their thing isn't an adjustable, then you're good. But if it is, you're gonna have to do this and then place blocks on each side. Okay, so something like this. But even then, if they have this row right here clear, then they can just shoot right here. So it's, yeah, it's hard to patch against it. That's why a lot of servers are banning it. So you basically do this all the way to their base, and it completely ignores sand walls too. Okay, it's out of sand. You'll completely ignore sand walls. Like here, I'll make a few. Set sand. So it basically goes through the sand wall because it stacks. It connects all the walls, so it can just go right through it. So it basically just ignores it. And you would do this all the way to their base. So I mean, you use this at 1.1. Most servers allow cannons below 10 or 15 to go at any speed limit. So you do this all the way to their base, and then you have this rev attachment. And I just have it so you flick this lever and you're good. I do have to load the sand. Okay. This needs a refill. I'm gonna turn off this. I'm gonna just fire once to see where I need to build the rev layers. Okay, so somewhere like right here. Get rid of these sand walls. And after I show you it going through rev layers, I'll explain how it works. Again, this is 255 rev nuke, or rev hybrid and nuke. Stack 20, sure. I'm not gonna show you at 255 just because it lags the server, so that's why I have all this obsidian and stuff. I even have most of the hammer disabled. Like, see, I have the hammer disabled here. Okay, so let's hope this works. Okay, yeah, I just forgot to turn something on. So penguins, he has one. It doesn't rev nuke every shot. You can rev nuke every shot with this. Just be aware they might not allow you to reverse hybrid every single 1.1 seconds. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Who has 50 rev layers anyways? You can go in at 3 seconds or whatever. That's fine. And yeah, I just reached the max because I have it disabled. All the sand. And it's out of sand. Okay, now I'm gonna explain exactly how it works. So there's 4 components, I think. Yeah, about 4. You got your horizontal stacking sand, and this you need about 320 for a 20 chunk buffer. That's minimum, of course, and then 400 for 25 chunk buffer or something like that. Just enough sand to stack from where it's unwatered to under their base or wherever you want to hybrid in at. So you got your horizontal stacking sand, then you got your tunnel TNT, then you got your reverse power, you got your hammer, and you got your nuke that nukes the sand stack along with the hammer. Then you got your sand for the rev hybrid, so I guess that's 5. So everything in this cannon has 2 positions to basically so your stacking sand stuff, horizontal stacking sand, that's going to be on the ground along with your reverse power. So that's going to be sliding it on the ground. You can have your tunnel TNT slide along with it. You might as well, because then you can pair it with your reverse, since it would be kind of pointless putting 3 over here and 1 over here. So you can just pair it with your reverse. So you have your sand that stacks on the ground, you have your reverse power, and you got your tunnel TNT, and it's all on the ground. So basically it's shoots in here, hits these heads, falls on the ground, and it's between this fence gate. That's one of these pulse things. It's basically carpet comp but using fence gates, because it won't change the what I'm trying to think of, the alignment. Like carpet changes the alignment, so fence gates work perfect. You can also use rails. So it's on the ground. Then your power's over here. If you don't know, when sand's sliding against the ground, it stacks instantly, and it stacks like in a horizontal line like that. So that all is on the ground. So your sand, your rev, power, and your tunnel TNT. Then on the top of the block, because if you didn't know, TNT is smaller than a block. It applies both vertically and horizontally, so you can align something to the bottom and on one to the top. I just have my hammer and my sand. Shoots in here, compresses, hits this slab. Because if you didn't know, if you have it hit the slab and it falls, it'll actually hit 0.006, which is less than the minimum, which is 0.019, I think. So in the 10th game tick or something, it's in this block, like it's in this 1x1, but it's not on the ground. It's still in the air. So it's in the air, and it's in this fence gate. Then this piston extends, blocking that off. Then the power explodes at the right time, shooting the TNT back up, hitting the top of that piston, so it's aligned to the top of the block now. And it just triangles and hits whatever block, like the sand, and it's still aligned to the top of the block then. And your rev is aligned to the bottom. So the order of everything is your tunnel TNT goes off first. Yeah, your tunnel TNT, your rev, then your sand, and then hammer. And then your horizontal stacking sand. That's basically the whole thing. So this can actually go off before the power, it doesn't matter. I have it going off before the power, it does the same thing. It either has to be before everything or after everything. So basically what's happening is it's stacking the sand, or it stacks one piece of gravel, that's that thing, and that's ordered to go off with the power, which means it'll be in the same game tick as the power, but it renders after it. So that's the first thing to stack. Then your rev is ordered, so your rev nuke's aligned to the bottom again. Then your hammer and your sand, it's aligned to the top, and it's ordered after your rev, of course, and it's just a normal rev hybrid basically. So it's like this. Then your horizontal sand stacks, so it stacks like this against that sand, or against the gravel. And then your rev goes off, shooting your rev hybrid up, so that stacks. And let's just say that's the first game tick, or the first shot. Second shot comes in, it tunnels this all the way to the ball, tunnels everything. Then your gravel restacks again. Then your rev, your hammer. Let's just put it up here. This is actually on the top of this block, or aligned to the top of the bottom block, but just for showing you this. Then that goes off. Then your sand restacks like that. Then your rev goes off, but there's also, with your hammer, there's a rev nuke. So when this goes off, it'll tunnel this, breaking that. So it breaks that when it tunnels the sand, because it's with your power, so it tunnels. And then your sand and your TNT get shot up because it just nuked the stack, and it's with the same rev, and then restacks. And basically that thing just repeats over and over and over. Hopefully that's a better explanation. I kind of want to make a better one, but I kind of don't, because it's kind of a lot of work. So basically that's really it. Just thought I'd release it for y'all, just to mess around with or do whatever. You can use this in a raid. I don't recommend it. Yeah, if I do make another one, I'll definitely release one that you can use to raid. That's more reliable. Well, this is reliable. It works and all that. Just a couple things to note. Each piece of TNT breaks 3 pieces of sand. So if TNT's here, it'll break those 3. So you only need a third of the amount of sand that you're horizontal stacking with to be your tunnel TNT. So if I'm stacking 400, then I only need 400 divided by 3. What is that? 133 tunnel TNT. I would add a little extra just in case they have obby walls and it's got to go through that stuff. Like I only have what is this? I only have 112. But that's for 336. So yeah, that's 320 sand. That's what I have up here. And then for the rev nuke, you only need 85 TNT. I think I have a little more than that. Yeah, I just got 96, but whatever. just in case they have Revelators that are obby and whatnot. This is the one-shot sand, by the way. So really, if there's any questions, just leave a comment and whatnot. So that's gonna be it. Just if you did download the cannon, leave a like, and that's all.